you continued down the rabbit hole of strange drugs later in the season, and you experimented with the Truth Serum to see if an interrogator who gives you this Truth Serum can actually get information out of you. I was actually surprised by how effective, in my opinion, it was. Like, the interrogation technique she used was very clever, right? Like, it's not what you expect. Like, in the movies, you have, like, a Bond villain who's, like, and you just get brainwashed and say everything. But the way she approached it was very clever.
Yeah, it was clever, and it was really fun. Like, I just felt like I am the most funny person ever right now, and I'm just going to give you material.
Interesting.
That's funny.
And she didn't play bad cop. And I think at one point I asked her to. You know, I was like, hey, could you stop being so nice?
Right.
I don't remember that. I don't remember much after, I think, when she asked me who the president was.
They kept giving you more. They're like, give him a little bit. You're like, I'm pretty fucked up. They're like, give him some more. I was like, damn. They pumped you full of that shit.
There's a funny moment where the guy
just
was
passed
like,
out.
You know, this is more than I'm not going to give any more. Yeah. And at that point, I was like, I could take more. But I don't remember it. That was the scary part. It was that they could have told me I had said anything, and I wouldn't know if they were wrong or not.
Right.
That's pretty scary.
And the thing about midazolam, which is the truth serum that I was administered, is that there's an antidote for it that works quite quickly.
Really?
And so all of a sudden, I just come to, and I'm like,
no way. I've
yeah.
always wondered if that was possible.
It was weird. It was like
Just to go from completely fucked to sober, I find that interesting.
I didn't know how much time had passed. I just immediately was like, hey,
wow.
What happened? And,
Right.
and I was forming memories again all of a sudden.
Huh.
Yeah.
But the way that she got the game was that you had information you're trying to conceal from her, and she was trying to get it. Like, for example, that you had a sister, I guess, was one of them.
Yeah, and my sister's name.
Your sister's name. So her approach wasn't to be like, tell me your sister's name, like you would see in a movie. It's what, like, she would wait till you're super smashed and be like, so your sister Jessica is a dentist for a living? And then you would be like, yeah, that's what you
Exactly.
know, like, it's really clever.
It was really tricky. You had to really be sharp, and you had to not just be living in the moment to keep the information.
They basically just dull your brain to the point of you're just agreeable.
Well, yeah, all your inhibitions are gone.
Yeah.
You're not holding anything back because you're just not aware of what you should be holding back. And
Right,
you're just
right,
living in that exact moment where there's nothing else to be concerned about.
Right. It's like the puppy dog mode. I'll keep thinking about a little puppy. He's on Truth Serum all the time. What do you think after doing that? Do you think that serum is an effective way to get information from someone?
I think that it is an effective way to get information. I don't think it's an ethical way.
Right.
And I should, with the caveat that I'm not sure it's effective because studies that were real studies, not just Michael's experience, have shown that you get some pretty unreliable stuff. People will say all kinds of lies as well.
Sure. Did you lie at all during it?
No, I didn't really lie. I told obvious jokes, but I didn't
I can't see lying in that state of mind, but I think it's just unreliable.
It was hard to construct a lie that I knew was a lie, but I maybe could have, or someone, as has been shown in prior studies, they can just confabulate all kinds of made up stuff.
Just like a dreamlike state where you're just following some random thread in your head.
There's also the ethical dilemma of, can a person be forced to confess against themselves?
Sure.
Right? If what you have to do is torture someone or administer drugs intravenously to get the truth, is that really the way we want to get the truth?
Right.
What's more important? And ever since the days of torture, we've been hey, you cannot self-incriminate. If we have to resort to that, it's not worth it. And there's something kind of beautiful about that.
Yeah, totally.
I agree.
Oh, it's completely unethical. I just found it's really interesting to see, because Truth Serum always seems like something that's just ridiculous. Like, how could that possibly exist?
Yeah.
But that real world application of it was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, Truth Serum is a terrible name because it makes it seem like some fictional sci-fi
Yeah,
drug that
like from a comic
finds
book.
the truth.
Right.
In reality, it just makes it harder to conceal and lie.
Right, exactly. I think the most interesting thing that you confess to while on the Truth Serum is that you prefer making Vsauce videos to Minefield.
Yep, I had
That
no.
slipped right out.
I had no memory of that ever happening, and it wasn't until I was one of our writers was like driving me home, months later, and he was like, "Oh," because I wasn't supposed to know what I'd said because they wanted me to watch the footage back on camera, and he spilled
Did you
the
watch
beans.
the whole thing back?
Watch the whole thing back, yeah, and
And you were really genuine. The interrogator's like, Michael, do you prefer doing Vsauce or Minefield? And you're like, you were just very passionately in favor of Vsauce
yeah,
in the show.
And I felt bad because if I hadn't have been under the effects of midazolam, I would have given a more diplomatic answer.
Yeah.
But I think the truth should be out there. Now I love making Minefield, but as you can imagine, Minefield has a deadline. It's got schedules. It's got
You don't
all
have
of
to
this.
defend. You don't. Yeah.
It's a lot more complicated.
Vsauce comes out when it comes out when I'm ready.
I thought it was a great moment because it really exemplified how unguarded you were.
Yeah,
You know?
totally.